And I'm just like, what? Like, how, what? You read it at 9. I haven't even read it. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm gonna read it now. Like, I'm just being competitive with people that I don't even know. And like, I didn't even care what it was about. Yeah, and then I just started reading it. And then after I read that, I was just like, rah, like, is this what your life is and what it can be? And I just like the fact that he was honest enough to change the way he thought.
So, Suleiman, how's your week?
You know what, bro? You always ask me first. Let me ask you first. I want to hear your opinion, bro. How was your week?
It was good, man. I was in London, of course.
You started every single one with I was in London.
I was in London for New Year's and that. It was cool, man. Just spent time with family, just chilled. So it was very nice. Still can't complain. How's your week though?
Nah, exactly the same, bro. Just smashing out coursework. Spent some time with family and friends. Did a little bit of reflecting on 2019. You know what I mean? How I've changed from 2010 to 2019. I don't know if you saw those pictures on Instagram.
The decade comparison thing.
Bro, I was gonna do that and then I was like, nah, I can't do that. I was just like, say it.
But yeah,
it wasn't gonna happen.
But who's that voice in the background?
Yeah, we got a very special individual in the room joining us today, man. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Ahmed. I'm a first year law student at Oxford.
So Ahmed, how's your week, bro?
It was good, man. I've been in Oxford and London, so it's been a long week. I was there for Christmas. Went home for New Year's. Just good, like, met up with family, but trying to bang out revision and that.
Calm, man. That sounds like everyone had a similar.
Yeah,
everyone had a similar week still. Like you mentioned, the reflection on the 2019. I feel like I need to do more of that still, because I feel like I just moved on next day and then put it all behind me. That's old news.
Yeah,
crack on.
I know what you mean, because I try and do it, and I'm just like, bro, like 2020 is yesterday, or 2019 was yesterday, and I'm just like,
bro,
it doesn't really mean anything, but it means something.
My young brother looked out the window and he was like, so is this 2020? I'm like, what did you expect? You know what I mean? Like, it's the same. You know what I mean?
He was expecting some Newtown kind of.
He was expecting flying cars, like, bro.
Yeah, man. Calm, bro. So Ahmed, tell us about young Ahmed, man.
Yeah. So born and raised in Tottenham. I feel like what made me go on this path is Autobiography of Malcolm X.
Okay.
That's what changed my life.
When did you read that?
So I was in year 14, in year 10,
Yeah.
and then I was listening to Akala, and he goes, if you see me age 9 reading Malcolm, that's fine. And I'm just like, what? Like, how, what? You read it at 9? I haven't even read it. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm gonna read it now. Like, I'm just being competitive with people that I don't even know. And like, I didn't even care what it was about, and then I just started reading it. And then after I read that, I was just like, rah, like, is this what your life is and what it can be? And I just like the fact that he was honest enough to change the way he thought. So if you started reading him, like, initially I was reading him, and then the amount of white, like, racism, like, I saw racism, like, it would just be like, white people are the devil, this and what nation is something. And later he was just like, actually I went to Hajj and I saw Muslims with the bluest eyes and the whitest of skins. And actually, like, he was honest enough and genuine enough to change how he thought. And I just admired that a lot. So I read that, and I'm just like, actually, this is mad. So what else can I read? And then I started reading autobiographies, like Asata Shakur's autobiography. Amazing. And then another one that, till this day, I read it like every few months or whatever, is Huey P. Newton's autobiography, the leader of the Black Panther Party. That guy, I think he is very contestable if that autobiography impacted my life a bit more than Malcolm X's. I don't know if you've heard of Huey P. Newton.
Yeah, I've heard of Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party, but I'm interested to know, like, what is the effect that it had? Like, what do you mean by impact? What were you doing different?
So the main thing I realized, I'm a very pessimistic guy in some sense. So I read that and I'm like, right, I'm being set up, fam. I'm being set up. So then I started searching up, like, oh yeah, he got assassinated. I'm just like, how could he get assassinated? And then you realize that actually the views he had wasn't palatable to the elite. And it's just like, why wasn't it palatable? What was he really saying? And then most of these things he'll say is very just empowering of black people. Like, why do you hate your nose? Why do you hate your hair? This, that, and other. And it's just like, actually, like, why do people call certain people in sixth form or secondary blick? Like, stuff like that. And then you're just like being more conscious of the way you speak. And you're just thinking about what you're going to do. And like, if he could lead a revolution and do that much impact in people, what can other people do? And how can we continue this
Yeah.
Your thought process.
No, that's interesting. 'Cause I feel like there's two things there that resonated with me a lot in terms of the environment in which you've grown up in impacts you to a point where you don't really realize until way later in the future. And it comes back to the point we're talking about schools and that, like, everything seems normal.
Yeah.
Everything you do is just the norm.
Yeah.
And that's what and you just assume a lot of people do that, and you just extrapolate your circumstance to the rest of the world. But when you grow up, you're like, hold on, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did I walk like that? Why did I dress like that? Why do I listen to this kind of music or whatever it is, right? And so much of it is because of your surrounding and all of the external things that you listen to and watch. Like, going further down the road a bit more, like, what were you kind of, what would your friends describe you as in terms of going into secondary school, sixth form times now?
Okay, now I don't know about, so secondary and sixth form, I feel like my friendship groups changed a bit. So even secondary, so year 7 to year 10, I was a different person from when I was in year 10 to year 11 and what I was in sixth form.
So what was the difference?
So year 7 to year 9, I was a joker. I was a class clown, yeah. I loved it. Loved every minute of it, yeah. And then, so everyone would describe me as like a joker. One thing I always try to make sure is just like I'm a very arrogant person, and I just want to be the best at whatever I do as well. So I'd always make sure I'm in the top class, yeah, top set or whatever. But I'm always a joker of the top set or stuff like that. And then year 10 came, so I read Malcolm X's autobiography, and then I went on the Brilliant Club. Have you heard of the Brilliant Club?
Nah.
It's like a social mobility program where your teacher picks students, and I was the only one picked from my year and some from the year below. And then they took you to they took us to SOAS University.
Yeah.
And before this, bro, I'm the first to go for uni in my family. I don't know what uni is yet. I've just heard about it. So they took us to SOAS University, and then they gave us a mentor, which was a PhD student, and you picked a topic. So I just picked politics. I don't know why I was interested in politics. Started reading that. So she'd come to my school, and then we'd have like literally a tutorial session. There was like 3 students with her, and we'll do a tutorial about politics and like political participation. And like it was the first time when I was removed from a class of 30 and I was put in a class of like 3, and a person that was a PhD student wanted to care about what you said, and then like she just gassed me up to the max. When I tell you, yeah, I'll say one thing, she'll be like, yeah. And I was like, what me? Like, I guess that's why I was pretty much like a joker in school, because I was just like, yo, like, I need attention.
Yeah.
And then
Facts.
it was probably, that's the first time I probably realized that I'm receiving attention. And then, so we'd done literally an essay for her, and then the essay, they graded at university standards, so 2-1, 2-2, this and that. And then like it was about politics or something, and I actually enjoyed it. It was 1,500 words, yeah, and everyone was like saying, this is long. Bro, I wanted to write it, and then I got the highest in my class, and then everyone gassed me up. And then we went to, I think it was another university. I can't even remember what the university was called. And then we graduated, and then at the end they were like, okay, cool, what do you want to do at uni? What do you want to study? Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know, like, what's the best university? And they're like, Oxford. Yeah. And I want to go Oxford. And then I realized that actually you have to do bloody hard work to go there. I feel like those are the 2 very impactful things that happened in year 10 that kind of changed the way I thought.
The Brilliant Club. Okay, that's a very, very interesting case study or personal anecdote you just shared, because for me, what that says to me is how important it is to give people attention, to make them feel like their value, that their opinion matters, and to also give people opportunities. So I just finished a book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers that I was just telling you about, and it was all about the importance of opportunities and how essentially they are the biggest things that determine whether someone's going to be successful or not. Like, because no one is successful due to innate ability. Like, they're successful because they've been gifted with an opportunity and gifted with the ability to seize that opportunity, right? So this brilliant program that you were on, Brilliant Club, provided you with an opportunity that was like beyond your years to some extent, because you just compared it to an Oxford tutorial, and that's the type of experience that many middle class and upper class children experience on the dining table when they're having dinner, having conversations with their parents about current affairs. So I've had this conversation a number of times, and like those those experiences are so formative, man. Like, cause I've had similar experiences, and just my history teacher made me feel like what I had to say was important, and when I communicated with my history teacher, I felt like I was being heard.
Yeah.
Whereas with other people, I was just being, you know what I mean, like tolerated.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
so that experience is proper, man.
I know
like,
what you mean. Like, the conversations I had on the dinner table were like, alhamdulillah, it was about Islam and like what we should do like as a family. But like my parents, none of them went university, so we couldn't really have conversations about certain things. And then I go to uni, yeah, and then I'm at like a formal dinner, and then my tutor brings their kid or something, yeah, and I'm just like, hold on a second, like you're 10 years old, yeah, and you're going to Oxford formals, like,
man, I say the exact same thing when I see kids running around colleges.
yeah,
they don't even know
I'm
how
like,
lucky they are.
oh yeah, I'm gonna pick, like my tutor will be like, I need to pick up my kid, and I'm like, wait, you have a kid? And like you don't realize they've got a kid, and it's just like some people, they're the daughters and sons of professors, that could have conversations with them. That and my friendship group changed from year 10 onwards. So
say a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So in year 10, it was the start of year 10. I was chilling with certain people, and then one time, one of my friends, he got banged in the face, and then he came up to us. He's like, "Yo, like some guy banged us and banged me in my face." And then 10 of us rid out. We were just like, "Calm, where is this guy? He doesn't go to the school." We were trying to find him, and then we didn't find him. Literally, one of the guys I was with grabbed that shank out of his pocket and then banged the wall. He's like, should have found him. But I looked at the reactions of everyone I was with, and none of them were surprised. And I'm just like, is this what you man are on? Say.
What would you say the biggest misconception there is about like the causes of knife crime, like based off your experiences and like the different things that you've witnessed or like heard about in your area? Like, what drives you mad when you hear someone saying crazy stuff about that topic? Because you recently shared a podcast in it on Instagram that I listened to, and it was very moving, and I took a lot away from that podcast.
The closing of Bolo Studios.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Bolo Youth Club, yeah.
Do you know about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it's people talking for people that they don't know about. That's what frustrates me the most, in the sense that you're talking, this guy, bro, it's because he didn't have a father figure, yeah? I'm just like, bro, when that guy was doing whatever he was doing, he weren't thinking, my dad didn't do this. Maybe it is a very, because he doesn't think about poverty in the same sense, I guess. But it's just like, stop, speaking for victims and perpetrators of knife crime, because truly it's very complicated situations that happen. Every single one that complicated. Even if this is gonna be weird, but like Shakespeare. If you think of Shakespeare and Romeo and Juliet, it's just a couple that were in love, and they end themselves. That's the way people perceive it. But actually, there's intricacies within their stories, and it's just like it's the same here. I've lost some friends to knife crime, and it's just like you hear on it on the news, and you're just like, hold on a second, like it was over Snapchat. And you're just like, no, it wasn't, bro. It's not. It's just not. And it's just sad to see that either over-criminalization of people or the under-criminalization, both of them are incorrect. You'll see people who's just walking about, he got killed there, and they're just like, actually, everyone knows that certain things probably do happen, but on some circumstances don't. And then someone this guy just wanted to kill everyone. It's just like, no, it didn't, bro.
Talk us through getting to Oxford.
Oxford.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so from then on, I was proper dedicated. Done decent in my GCSEs, one of the best in my school, but it wasn't amazing compared to what I see now. And then I went to Woodhouse, which is the place known as the place you go if you want to do academia. It was the Oxbridge of Tottenham or North London. Went there, and then the moment I went there, I realized how stuff was different, man. In my secondary school, it was just do you know how they do targets, to get a C grade, you need to do this. Our one never went above a C. It's just if you're aiming for a C, this is what you need in it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yo, miss, what do I need to do to get a B or A? Yeah? And she'll be like, nah, don't worry, you're fine. Yeah.
And it's so true.
It was the most frustrating thing in my life. It was the biggest
true.
setup. Yeah, I swear down. And I totally
that has
understand why
repercussions. That has real repercussions,
bro.
Because I totally understand it in the sense that you're you want people to pass, but then they don't want you to get higher than a pass because they don't really care about you. They don't focus on you.
Yeah.
And I guess it's part of the fact that we have lack of funding in schools, so they can't really focus on people. But that firstly frustrated me, and it was only a few teachers that were able to say, okay, Ahmed, you need to pattern up in this sense. You need to pattern up in this sense. That helped me out a lot. So But when I went to the sixth form, yeah, from day dot it was different, man. Like everyone was already clever, so you had to be on your
Prove
be on your
yourself.
A game. Yeah, exactly. And then I remember after AS, yeah, everyone got sat down in the assembly hall, and there was like 700 of us, yeah. And then the head teacher stood up, and he goes, "Every single person here that didn't get 4 A's or 3 A's in the AS, yeah, have failed." That's what he said, yeah. And my heart
No
dropped because I didn't
way.
even get that. I didn't even get an A, bro. And then my heart dropped, yeah. And I'm just like, rah, like, is this how you guys are moving? And then it's the expectation of it. And he's like, the only way you could have got into this college is if you got a certain grade, because you had to get like 5 B's or something. And he's like, anyone that could got in was capable of getting that. And now that you haven't, you should be like sad about yourself, and you should be. And that's the type of level of like they want you to be at. And it was the one thing I kind of loved it. I can't lie to you.
Fam, I would love it personally. You know what I mean?
I
I
hate-
love that kind of
I
stuff.
hated, yeah.
Because that
Like,
gives me energy.
I hate when people, do you know when they do like 2 stars and a wish, yeah? Don't give me no stars, bro. I just want to know how to improve. I just want to know how to
You say it
improve.
all the time, bro.
Like, I feel like I've got this, like I could take hurt, like, you could criticize me. I won't cry
thick
about
skin.
it.
Yeah.
I got thick skin, and then I just want to know how I could improve. There's no point like just saying, yeah, well done, Ahmed. Like, I want to know how to improve constantly, and this was a place that allowed you to do that.
Yeah.
And it told you when you weren't doing well. So when you got a B or C, yeah, you're just like, yo, pattern up, like, do more.
Yeah, man.
And like,
That's a big thing.
one thing that helped me out a lot, and then it was just a friend I had, yeah, that went to my secondary, went to my sixth form, Kazumi, big up, yeah. He was another person that always like told me like, yo, do work. So it was those 2 things that made me realize that I actually should do more work. So
Was it just you two banging it out? Like,
Bro,
in year
when I
12,
tell
year
you-
13?
and you know, like Hafsa and that, innit, yeah?
Yeah.
We were in LSE library 24/7. Like the shifts we were putting in, graveyard shifts.
That's it.
Bro, like I've never worked harder than A-levels. Like I'm at uni now, yeah, and like I'm ashamed of myself because I haven't worked as much there. Bro, I used to we had a way to get into LSE library, legitly, and then we were there from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening.
yeah, proper shifts. Yeah.
every day. And like certain people there, yeah, we grew, our friendship groups grew bigger because there was people that were doing it as well. We'd go to Sainsbury's, yeah, get cornflakes, yeah. And then we get do you know the plastic salad bowl? We use that, yeah, and someone buys milk, and we all having cornflakes there.
No way,
Bro, can't lie, I wasn't even a bang up. It's because I was surrounded by people
That's
that were able to.
it. That's it.
And
That's
like,
it. That
one
became
thing-
your normality. That's it.
And the one thing that, like, I can't thank enough here is the movement of my friendship groups. When I actually have people like, yo, like, Ahmed, you know when you should do work. Ahmed, you know, you shouldn't have got that grade. And then in second year, I had like, let's chill. Like, you done 30, you got a C. Just like,
Spud man.
Yeah, man.
Or like,
That's it. You know, the question was, how many GCSEs do you have? Like, they're not asking like what grades you got. They're like, how many do you have? And the whole conversation shifts. You know what I mean? That makes it has a big difference.
even like, I remember, yeah, one time I was trying to bang out coursework for GCSEs, yeah. And then like I was putting in shifts, and then one guy was like, "What? You think you're gonna get somewhere with that?" I can't lie, it burnt me. And the guy was gonna try and do football, and
It's always the footballers, isn't it?
It's always the
They're gonna
footballers.
be
And I'm like, "Come, I'll see where you go, yeah." And I'm going, like, I can't lie, I was burnt inside. And then everyone's like, "What? You think I'm doing something?" Yeah, and it's just like, make it. How much people have thick skin that could like allow it? I'm gonna do what I can. And it's only after I got GCSE results, so yeah, certain people that were just violating you for like trying to do work, realize that they were actually flopping, and like your grades on the paper, like it shows who was on job and who wasn't, and you realize how pathetic it is to like actually take the piss out of someone for like doing hard work.
Talking about culture right now,
exactly.
and it seems that in your sixth form there was a culture of like excellence. You know what I mean? Like everyone needs to be getting 100%.
And also like in terms of reading again, yeah, I always go back to reading, but like in my secondary, can't lie, there were like 3 neeks that went to the library, and no one else went to the library. If you went library, you got violated. You're getting violated. And I used to go, no, like I'll go after school, try and grab my book, yeah, and that's how it made me feel. And I feel like I got thick skin, like. And then it was like
That's after school.
After
Make
school,
sure the
but
corridors
no,
are clear.
and it's just like you realize how mashed up it is.
yeah.
And coming back to Akala, he was like, read, suck on the block, read. Because when you're enslaved, the first things they do is stop you reading.
That's it.
And then it's just like, what made you think it was cool to not read? What made you think it was cool not to revise and work hard? Like, and then you ask them like, yo, like, what do you want to do with your life? And they'll be like, oh yeah. One guy said, I want to be a pilot, yeah. And then he shot in on road. I didn't understand. I actually didn't understand. So
Lack of information and lack of self-belief in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I think
that's
for me it's
mad.
even broader because speaking from my experience, it wasn't even necessarily that like revision was sneaky. Yeah, there was that, but it's even just applying yourself to anything was moist. And cool was like not really doing much, which or not
having
not
a
working
lax
hard.
attitude, innit?
That
Like,
was
things
what
coming
cool
to
was,
you.
and I think that to me is the biggest shame.
one time I realized even I'm at fault for doing it. Yeah, is so I'm with Kazimi and I'm with someone else. It was, probably me and Kazimi. And then I realized one guy from my second year was trying to rap, yeah, and I didn't really like his rapping it. So I was just like, look how dead he is. Yeah. And Kazimi looked at me, and this is the reason why you need good friends. Yeah, like he looked at me, he goes, he's trying to do something, and he's working for it. Yeah,
That's what
regardless
it's
of what
about,
you think.
bruv.
And then I felt so guilty because I'm just
Yeah.
like, how can I shame hard work? Yeah, because
Yeah,
it makes you realize that you think you're sick or whatever.
Yeah,
that's it,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
and then
And
it's just like, no, it's not, man.
And on the Oxbridge note, I think that is the other edge of the sword, in that you can get like a delusion of grandeur in that what you're doing is the noble thing. I'm doing education, and that's what's worthwhile.
Yeah.
And I've got the degree, whereas you're kind of just in the going studio every day. You're kind of wasting your time. You get me? But I think to appreciate hard work in all its different forms is very important.
First of all, alhamdulillah, one thing I love about uni is the fact that I'm out of ends, and like you're not really sucked into things, and like now I'm living almost like a life here,
Yeah.
and then a life there, and it's just like it allows me to be like, this is how I think of it. Yeah, you're a monk. Yeah, you're a monk. You're at uni. You put your head down, and then you do 3 years, and you come out like a beast. Like, you're like, yes. And then it was this idea that people.
like
So
that.
after 3 years, you come back here, and then people realize like what the hell happened? It's like, man's been grinding, been grinding for 3
You know,
years.
like the Dark Knight when he jumps out of the prison thing.
Yeah.
bro.
That's the way I
That's
think.
it.
And then it allows you to focus, yeah, and it
So
allows
true.
you to be around people that are actually like focused. It allows you to care about Roman law and stuff that you
that's
don't
true.
really think you should like.
That's true.
That's why I loved it.
What is your definition of success?
Of my, as in what I think everyone should consider success, or what I
For you.
my
For you,
success.
right? For
Yeah,
him.
for you.
So like my goal, yeah, is to free all oppressed people everywhere. It's the largest thing, and I feel like if you have a goal that's smaller than the largest thing you could think of, you're selling yourself short.
I like that, man.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I feel like anything else is materialistic sometimes. Not just trying to violate what you think is like, but like, that's what I'm aiming for. It's probably impossible.
Yeah.
But any step towards that, like, you're doing amazing. I feel like it's the same in, I'm gonna aim for A star 100%, and then you get like 90%, or like, if you could do anything towards that goal, like, well done.
Big up,
100% more.
big up, big up.
Man, like arms.
Come on.
Man, like that's it.
Calm, bro. Thank you, man.
Love for that, bro. How was that?
It's calm, man. No. Can't lie, the seat needs to pattern up.